John Oliver, I like his character. Like, they kind of, he was gone for a while, and they
Well,
brought
yeah,
him back
he,
a little bit.
he dipped, yeah.
He got too successful for a little bit there. When he was like doing the Daily Show, and I think that's before he got Last Weekend
No,
Tonight.
Yeah, I love Last
But-
Week.
I think he didn't get that until I think the show was almost over.
So,
You know what character I wish was in it more? I can't remember his name right now. Pierce's brother. Help me out here.
Giancarlo Esposito's.
No, I'm not talking about that. Not his name. I'm talking about the character's name.
Yeah, I don't remember the character's name either, but he's played by Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Regional? No, that's his father.
Yeah,
Gilbert?
I don't remember.
Was it?
Gilbert.
Gilbert?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right.
Gilbert
That is a
Lawson.
character- I wish he was in the show a lot more. I really like the contrast between him and Pierce.
Well, I mean, he was only in one episode, right? I don't think they ever
Two.
brought him back. What
Yeah.
what episode did they bring him back in?
Whoa! I know some Bogart doesn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Halloween episode. The Halloween episode.
What
When
Halloween episode?
it's when Pierce is like trying to scare everyone when they come to his mansion, and then Gilbert's in the background watching everyone through the videos.
Okay. No, so if it's in season 4,
No,
I
because
skipped.
Pierce is not in season 4. Pierce remember left after season 3,
No.
or he died in season 4.
He was announced as dead in season 5.
Yeah, he died after
was-
the.
Was Pierce really in?
He died off screen in season 5.
Wow. Halloween episode. Stand by. Was that really season 4?
It is season 4.
Jesus. Okay. So yeah, season 4, episode 2. Recommend just watching that. That's one of the best episodes in season 4.
Okay. I mean, honestly, like I watched season 4 when it aired on TV, and I have not rewatched it.
Yeah, no, I would recommend that one. Because 4
I
is kind of
vaguely remember this one.
It's where Albad and Troy dress up as one of my favorite Halloween costumes. They go as Kelvin and Hobbs.
Yeah.
How bad?
Halbad? Abed?
Abed.
And then Annie goes as the ring girl.
Yep.
So since you forgot Bogart, oh my God, Jeff goes as a boxer.
Yeah.
And Annie, they wanted to do like a couples thing together. He's like, "Yeah, I need you to go as my ring girl," and she goes as the ring girl from The Ring.
I remember
He's
that.
like, "That's not sexy."
Classic hijinks, misunderstanding, wrong costume.
And then, oh my God, the black woman. Why am I blanking on her
Shirley?
name? Thank you, Shirley dresses up as something that isn't ambiguous for once.
So I remember in the zombie episode in season 2, she is not Miss Piggy.
Yes.
She's Glinda the Good Witch.
You know, I still don't. I still don't understand that reference. I don't know what they're talking
That's
about.
just one of the. It's one of the characters from the Wizard of Oz. It's the. I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's I thought that was
like
like a Cinderella reference. Okay.
No. And Chang is not Christy Yamaguchi. He's
Peggy Fleming.
Peggy Fleming.
Peggy Fleming.
Yeah.
Or wait, no. Is it Peggy Fleming? Or...
Let's see.
Nancy Kerrigan. Oh, he's definitely not Michelle Kwan though, or Christy Yamaguchi.
Racist.
Season 1, it was Urkel and Potter.
So, Brittany's up in your neck of the woods right now, Matt.
Yeah, and she's in Seattle.
No, she's like touring the Pacific Northwest right now. She's in Port Angeles at the moment. She was up in Washington yesterday.
Port Angeles is in Washington
Okay,
as well.
yeah, that's my geography up there is not as good as it should be from with a father from Portland. So yeah,
By the way, you know
she's
that
having fun recreating scenes from Twilight.
Oh.
I am so tired. I am ready for nights to be over. I have 1 week left.
I don't even know who Peggy Fleming is. I'm looking at pictures.
You're gonna have to go back after.
I'll be back on days for the month and then cycle through the process again. But
I
I'm
might be going.
hoping I won't be down here for too much longer to hit the fall cycle for First Sergeant. But that brings its own bundle of fun, as I'm probably going to get a new assignment with that. So
I'm hoping I make Master Sergeant while I'm on paternity leave, so when I come back, I have to do ops.
he says to the Master Sergeant who's on ops.
Right, because you guys are silly. Our unit is overmanned. We're at 234% manning.
What the fuck? Damn.
Yeah.
Are they going to is anyone trying to change that? Like are you worried about losing manpower because is some higher up looking at you and like, well, we gotta take their men away from them. Like,
oh yeah, no, we were at 266% manning up until recently. We've lost a couple people through PCSing. How they've put a control on our manning is they've prevented anyone that can come to our unit. You can leave, but you cannot come in.
and no one wants to leave.
For some
Right.
weird ass reason. I can't wait to leave Colorado. I want to be back on the East Coast so fucking bad. So you're from the Great Northwest, Bogart. So you're used to humidity. We've had humidity for the last week in Colorado. It's been fucking underline, bold, italics. Fucking amazing. I love breathing and feeling moisture go into my lungs. I love looking at my hands and not having to put like 3 days worth of lotion on it to slightly hydrate it.
Yeah.
I like waking up and smelling moisture in the ground. When the wind blows, it's not dirt and dryness.
Yeah, high plains will get you.
Yeah, I have learned by living in Colorado. I'm a fish. I am a fresh body. I'm a water man. Period.
Making sure that's still.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. I'm recording the session for Brittany, so I wanted to make sure audio's working, video's working, everything is visible, all that fun stuff. Okay, I am ready to go.
Hopefully she gets the bold, italics, and underline comment.
Chat, because I have to keep everything pinned where it's at.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm looking forward to leaving in a few years.
Got to share the. She's gonna kill me for sharing this one, but I'm sharing it anyways.
Do it. Oh, do you know, Bogart? Do you watch Community on Netflix.
I have. I actually just canceled my Netflix.
Oh my god!
I was a loyal customer. I was with them.
Not you. The picture he just posted of.
Oh.
Oh, she's gonna kill
She
me for
ever
that.
calls me a nerd again, unironically, I'm going to. No!
I mean, I think that's just a case of real recognize real.
Yeah. Sorry, Bogar. The Twilight picture really got me. What was it? Oh yeah, Netflix. They still haven't brought back the first D&D episode.
I just
They-
actually read an
They
article about
never
that
will,
today.
right?
Like a lot. Oh, but wait, I heard you both were talking at the same time. What?
They probably won't because of Chang's blackface.
But
But
it's not blackface. He's the dark elf.
it doesn't.
Yeah,
Perception.
but the reason it's funny is because it looks like he's in blackface. That was what made it funny 10 years ago.
Was it 10 years ago that when that came out?
Oh yeah.
God, am I that old?
Started in
It was
2009.
more than 10 years. It premiered in 2009. That was season 2, which started in 2010.
Yeah.
So it
Holy
either premiered
shit.
in 2010 or the beginning of 2011 is when that episode premiered.
Yep.
Like the D&D thing is a blackface loophole. Like,
Yes, it is.
They literally had Shirley say, "You're gonna ignore. We're all gonna ignore that hate crime over there." So it was
Bullshit, it's
it
not-
was the joke. Like,
It's
but
not her fault that she doesn't know about dark elves. The man's just committed to the theater.
corporations have made the decision that it's just easier for them. If who cares if like no one's like knocking on their door mad at them that you can't watch that episode of Community on Netflix, right? Maybe some people are sending them emails, but
No,
like,
there's been there's been petitions.
like yeah,
signed.
not to the extent that there would be if
Yeah,
there was
they
an
don't-
episode of blackface up.
Yeah.
it's way more worth it to them to not have to deal with being accused of being racist and just not have the episode up. Like, it's just
wild,
a
though,
calculated corporate
what
decision.
Netflix will have, like what they do still have on the library versus a dark elf joke. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I guess I am defending them, but I don't mean to. Like,
You understand why it is that they're doing what they're doing.
yeah.
no, I get it. It's just silly. Like if it was blatant black, like if it was like yeah, I get it is, but if like it was a straight up like blatant thing, then yes, I'd be like, all right, this episode needs to go. I want my dark elf episode. I want Pierce being an asshole.
There's this
I mean,
thing called the internet.
I was gonna
I have
say
the-
just pirate it or
I have the
like,
DVDs. I got the DVDs.
I do
buy-
too.
Yeah, buy it on DVD.
But the thing is, what I like about Netflix is I can sit back here, you know, and
Yeah.
hit like next an entire season. I don't have to get up every 7 episodes.
You can rip it.
Huh?
You can rip it.
I could. You're right. I could
There's
rip it.
it changed ownership at one point, but there was a software program called Handbrake. That was really good for ripping DVDs. And then when they changed ownership, it got like infested with like spyware and shit. But then it got changed ownership again, and I think it's back to being a legit software program. But it works really well.
If you happen to come across it, please let me
Yeah,
know.
I'll let you know.
That's why I got Netflix. Back when Netflix used to mail you DVDs.
Mm.
That's when that's all they did. I knew someone who figured out how to get that software, and he taught me how I downloaded it. And so I made a book of DVDs, and I just copied them.
Oh, you just ripped them?
I just so I got like 20 movies a month from Netflix. I would just rip it and immediately mail back and get the next one. And I created a library.
My
You're such a
grandparents
man.
did the same thing in the 80s, but because they had 2 VCRs.
That was my thing as a kid too. I would VCR Stephen King TV shows because it was always like back when we were kids, like TV was an event. We didn't all have DVRs, and
And once it was on, that was it. Like
yeah,
especially for like those made-for-TV movies and shit. Like those weren't getting reran.
so like I guess I was lucky enough. We were wealthy enough to have a VCR that I figured out how to program and use, and I literally taught myself how to program the VCR to start recording at a specific time when I wasn't home, so I could watch the Stephen King series.
My grandparents were like super tech savvy for like being like old people in the 80s.
Same as mine, yeah. My great grandfather, actually. He was the one who taught me like most of my early tech skills, if you will.
Well, I think you bounced the day that I told the story about my Oregon Trail connection. But my grandparents are also super into like computers.
Mhm.
it was weird that this was before my school even had a computer, but my grandma and grandpa had one. For some reason, these 70-year-old people got into computers in their 70s.
In the 80s? What was the draw of computers in the 80s?
I played a bunch of video games. I mean, I played all sorts of video games on it.
Yeah, I get like as a kid. I'm trying to think of like what would be the appeal.
My grandparents played a lot of video games on it.
Okay.
Prince of Persia. You had to
played-
admit
Oh,
that.
yes.
Played the shit out of Lemmings.
Lemmings. I played that too. That was a good game.
Oregon
Did
Trail.
anyone here play Scorched Earth?
Yep, Scorched Earth, Worms, all those same kind of blow up the terrain games.
Scorched Earth was I could lose hours in that game as a kid.
Okay, I'm trying to refresh myself here because I didn't take notes.
We ended in the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah.
After Rictavio told us he was Van Richten. We went to Valaki and talked with Anya. Told her what we were about to do. I bought some alcohol and glasses. Or no, I haven't done that yet. This is a reminder for me to do that. I need to buy alcohol and glasses from the bar.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
You and Van Richten had a big dick map off.
Yeah, I made fun of him because he spent all his time scouting out the Strahd's house, and I just had a complete map of it.
Sorry. About that.
Let's see. Yeah, we went into the secret door to the south, found out Ava because it literally says Ava is Fae. We went through the little trick and found the red gem.
Yeah, found the red gem. You consecrated the mountain fae, right? Yes. Yep. So yeah, saw it.
Went to
Ava
went to
transform.
Yester.
So yeah, Ava transformed back into the mountain fae. Okay, cool. So we have the Forest Fane left. I think was the next step, and then time to have fun storming the castle, a la Billy Crystal.
Talk to Ava first because she apparently has the Sun Sword all along. Yeah. We got to go to the Valaki encampment yet, but that's near the forest thing, anyways. So
then we can drop off the doll.
and we got to drop off that doll.
I also want to see if I can get a bunch of holy water from what's his face?
Father Lucian.
That's him.
Oh, and just on a totally other side note, not gonna do Tyranny of Dragons because it's absolutely terrible.
Oh,
You're not gonna do what?
Tyranny of Dragons.
What's Pyrenean Dragon?
It's
That was the next campaign.
Ah.
Makes it terrible.
It is. So, Horde of the Dragon Queen's not too bad, but it requires a lot of filling in the gaps on my part, which I was willing to do. However, once you get to Rise of Tiamat, the second half of it, it just railroads the shit out of you guys. And it's just not. Like, I read through it like 3 times, and I was like, every time I read through it, it was kind of just like that feeling of it's gonna feel like a linear video game where you don't have any options or choices. It's just like going through the motions, and I don't want to go through the motions for 10 levels. So,
Right, yeah.
Read through some other stuff, and I think I'm leaning towards. I'm like 99% sure I'm leaning towards the Waterdeep campaign.
Dragon Heist?
So doing Dragon Heist followed by Mad Mage, because they roll right into each other for a full 1 to 20.
Whoa!
Mm.
What is level 20 the cap?
Technically.
What's that mean?
I mean, you can go beyond that. I mean, it's just math at that point.
But you won't get any like new abilities or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
There's is it Advanced 5e that has stuff that goes beyond, like to level 30?
I don't know if that does.
Something has like a level 30 like push or whatever. But anyways,
So that'll be like kind of an urban campaign.
yeah, it'll be fun. So like Dragon Heist takes place entirely in Waterdeep, back and forth dealing with like the there's a lot of the kind of social aspects to it, dealing with a bunch of the different factions, the conspiracy theory behind the theft and the heist itself, and then it rolls into Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is kind of your classic dungeon crawl. And it's just, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I've actually really enjoyed reading through it, and so I'm kind of excited about doing that one. It'll, yeah, it's just, it's exciting. And then I found some stuff where there's not a whole lot that you have to do as far as the DM is concerned for like filling in gaps and everything. But I did find a couple, like guides that they're not as big as the guide I found for Curse of Strahd by any means, but it's enough to like fill in those little gaps and just not streamline it, but make it flow a little bit better.
I think that exists for every adventure. I think something is out there that exists like that for all of them.
Yeah. And so there's one of the big complaints with Dragon Heist was that a lot of the factions you don't get a lot out of the interactions with them, and so it just flushes it out a little bit more. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. So I'm excited about it.
Ooh.
And then I'm having fun with the whole kind of classic dungeon crawl feel, doing abomination vaults for Pathfinder. So it'll be a good time.
And Dungeon of the Mad Mage is just a big dungeon crawl, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's like 20 some odd levels or something like that of just dungeon, and then there's, without giving anything away, there's like you eventually find somewhere in the dungeon there's like a city which becomes kind of like the main hub point. So you go back and forth to this like basically hidden city or hidden kind of town or whatever. Yeah, no, I like it. It'll be fun.
Hey, when I get this, do you want to play?
What's that?
Stormlight Archive RPG tabletop game.
I mean, I'll take a look at it, yeah.
And I got this. It's a card game. I don't know if you're a board game guy.
I've been getting into them a lot more. My big Christmas present was actually I finally got Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven?
Yeah, it's a massive tabletop quasi RPG type thing.
Ooh.
The box weighs like 30 pounds. Okay. So let's see. We'll say, what kind of alcohol and glasses were you looking for, Baron?
If they've got it like a whiskey or a scotch.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that, and then just like a handful of glasses to pour one out. Okay. Yeah, we'll say that that'll run. We'll make that the equivalent of like a fine bottle of wine. So it'll be plus the glasses. We'll say 12 gold.
Fine by me.
And
So you pouring one out for your homies?
He's got plans. I smell Molotovs.
No.
Or
no.
Borovitovs.
No.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
Oh, bro. What are you gonna do?
It may or may not involve a potion that you gave me.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, he's got the filter of love. And then, how much holy water were you looking for, Leo?
How much do we got?
I
want all of the holy water.
We'll say 4 skins.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
And since it's just water, and you've helped so much, I don't think Petrovich would charge you for that.
I will go ahead and donate like 50 gold then.
Damn.
For his time and help and everything.
I also donate 50 gold.
Damn, Bookies.
I just see Zek like grabbing a handful of coins from his purse and just going YOLO.
Zek, like, oh, oh. Here's some Electrum.
It's not a whole lot to use your gold for in Dungeons and Dragons. You might as well use it for goodwill.
That's true. Now, question: this because I don't think this is metagaming. Are our characters dying after this campaign?
Dying? No.
Yes.
I mean,
Will
it
they-
depends what happens.
Yeah, I mean, unless
Yeah,
Strahd
no-
kills us.
I mean, the
I
intent
mean,
is
like-
no.
I mean, will they continue going onward, like leveling up wise?
I mean, there's the opportunity to play them in another adventure or something. You can bring
Okay.
them, like, if we do, like, a whatever level you guys end up at, one shot, you can bring the cloaks back together kind of thing.
Okay. You know what? Zek. Well, no, Zek doesn't go YOLO. He puts the coins on his hands and like makes it rain for Father Patrick.
So appropriate.
So, absolutely.
Hey, I'm making it rain holy gold. He's feeding our children.
The little kid that he's got working for him is just, like, scattering, like, running around, just picking them up off the floor.
Zek looks at this and goes, "I didn't think this one through." And goes down and helps the kid pick up the coins. Sorry, Father, I was trying to be cheeky.
Is there anything else you all would like to accomplish in your favorite city ever?
I mean, how is the city's doing better now? Like, now that
It is, yeah. You've got the Mardikovs are definitely kind of, if not begrudgingly, taking over as the burgomasters, working together on that one. The repairs are being made to the places that were burned. The overall atmosphere is a lot more relaxed. People are open to the idea that not all will be well, but there is hopes that for the first time ever that perhaps with the aid of the Cloaks of Phenalin that there might be some brightness in the future. Rumors are starting to spread that you guys are actually accomplishing things.
shoot that hope right into my veins, Jeffrey.
The rumors are true.
The rumors are true. Yes, they are.
One thing for backpack, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it could we get a breastplate to fit him?
Which kind? Just a generic breastplate.
Yeah.
'Cause
He's only 37 pounds. I don't know if he'd be able to fly with it. What does he got?
So if it was scaled for him, I would say it would weigh about 10 pounds still.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make it work. Yeah, I would say it would work. Especially since after dealing with the werewolves up in Kresk, turns out that the owners of the leather shop had ties back to that area and that region, and in their fondness for the Cloaks of Phenalin, they were willing to custom commission a breastplate that they fashioned specifically for backpack. As it's slightly smaller, we'll say it's 350 gold.
Okay.
But yeah, backpack has a custom fashioned breastplate that is engraved with the face of a fierce kobold.
Snap.
So I'll pay for half that, and Backpack's gonna pay for half that out of his thing.
Okay.
It's only it only helps a little bit, but it helps a little bit. So, which
A
is
little
what he
bit
needed.
helps, right?
Yep.
I guess while he's doing that, I'll go ahead and I might as well grab a shield while I'm in town. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but I'll just grab a shield.
Fine. Shields are a whopping 10 gold.
Deal.
All right, so we'll say you spent the extra day, kind of dealing with your shopping, your expenses, gathering the equipment that you need. Find yourselves down in the tavern portion of the Blue Water, with Muriel and Van Richten, who start discussing plans moving forward, confirming that your intent is to pass by the forest fane, as well as to continue on to the secret / unguarded entrance to the castle. And Van Richten kind of mentions, he's like, yeah, Muriel and I will make sure that the route to the castle is ready. We'll be scouting ahead, making sure that we've cleared a path. You'll have to find your way down into the river valley, where we'll meet you and have your entrance prepared, as it were. The entrance that you're looking at, based off of Van Richten's previous scouting and Varen's maps and blueprints of the castle, show that there is what appears to be an outcropping in one of the lower levels of the castle. However, despite it being a lower level of the castle, because the castle is built up on the cliffside, it will be a roughly 900-foot climb up the sheer cliff face to get to this unguarded section of the castle.
Does this town have climbing equipment?
Yes, they do.
Can we purchase some?
You absolutely can. Let me... I was just looking at it too. Felt like this was going to come up. Adventuring gear. Climber's kit. Yes, climber's kits are 25 gold each. Consists of a full set of pythons, boot tips, gloves, harnesses. Yeah. Yeah, 25 gold for the climber's kits.
We each need one.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
I will.
I think Borgar's got one.
Yeah.
I think he had one from the very beginning.
Yeah, because I think the Dungeoneering pack has one. I will buy one for me in backpack. Just backpack probably won't need it, but he'll get it. And before they go, Van Richten and Muriel, they're like, you guys can climb. You got climbing equipment, right?
They absolutely do that.
We'll put the bill. It's not a big deal, but just make sure you have it.
Okay. And so with that, they make the plan to meet with you in the next day or two. They'll have they mark a spot on the map for you to tell you that they'll meet you down here at the base of the cliff wall on the far side of the castle. You'll have to make your way from either the old mill, or if you stop at the Sarahpool encampment, you'll be able to kind of trek your way through the woods to get to that kind of positioning. They'll have a camp set up and be on the lookout for you, as they'll obviously be trying to avoid prying eyes and Strahd's ever-present glare, if you will. But then with that, you guys are all the way up here in Velaki. I'm assuming we are heading to the back towards the old mill,
The mill's not there.
or what's left of the old mill. So yeah, so you set off around mid-afternoon after taking a day or two's rest to kind of situate yourselves, make plans with Muriel and Van Richten. Set off back east towards the old windmill and the set of standing stones that you encountered earlier on in your explorations of Barovia. You kind of make your way around the forest bend back out into the low foothills. You can, as you approach and get closer, you can actually kind of smell on the air that musky, wet, kind of burnt wood smell of like a fire that's been put out. The just general dampness and kind of pervasive humidity of Barovia settling into the ruined structure kind of wafts its way through the air. Making your way out with your mounts only takes a few hours. Find yourselves approaching the what you're assuming is the Fey Shrine, the forest shrine, if you will. Fog settles in fairly deep. Number of kind of birds and creatures flying around, and as you approach, you see what might be the most kind of ruined structure of the three thus far, most likely due to the fact that this one is pretty much out in the open, not hidden from view or kind of overtaken by history like the circle on Yester Hill was, and definitely not lost to whatever curse that the water shrine was. But you approach the forest fang.
Didn't we see that? Sorry, didn't we see this when we first came here?
Yes,
We saw it from the windmill. You could see it off in the distance.
Okay, because I remember seeing it start. Like, I just remember this image from like, God knows how many months ago. Sorry.
It was September because I was going through my old notes last night.
Jesus.
Yep.
What? That was 8 months ago. We pretty much grew a baby in that time, guys.
And his name is Backpack.
Congratulations to us.
Yes. So as you approach the forest fane, back behind the old windmill, you see what appears to be kind of the last remains of the structure. There's some definite evidence that the old hags that were inhabiting the windmill had definitely kind of turned this into their own shrine of sorts before you dispatched of them. There's a number of the stones still standing, a handful of them crumbled and fallen. There is the center of the circle is there's lacking a shrine like you've seen the previous two. In its place is a large boulder that bears a glyph engraved on the my gosh, my brain stopped working again. A large boulder that's engraved with a glyph on its surface, kind of almost like hand etched into it, kind of crudely and roughly carved. And Borgar and his kind of familiarity with working with his hands from his past, growing up with his family, kind of immediately notes that this central boulder is a distinctly different type of stone than everything else that's visible around you.
That's a nice stone, Bogar. What makes it so different?
Quite literally a different material. So, like...
Oh, I was curious, Bogar.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's different. They made it out of different materials than the other stones. I can tell.
Nice.
Well, I set out the second bushel of apples.
Okay.
Start with these there's sticks on the ground that I'm standing by. They're just like, are they similar to like the stuff we saw in like the very beginning?
They are, yeah. And based on the kind of what you've perceived in your time in Barovia, these are kind of a combination of the wards that you've seen, kind of the superstitious wards that you've seen, as well as some obvious, like these kind of scarecrow-looking things, the remnants of the night hags. kind of influence on this area around the windmill, but it looks like the wards themselves are relatively new, probably placed here after the destruction of the windmill, most likely by any locals, farmers, or those types that kind of live in the general area that probably hopefully warding off any more influence from the hags or their ilk.
How far are we from where the windmill once stood?
You're only a few, like, 100 meters away. You can actually see, like, down through the trees to the south here. You can actually see the ruins of the windmill, the general kind of foundation, remains of the foundation. Um, I mean, you could run there in a matter of, minutes.
Hey, Varen, how's those apples going? Anyone
They're,
biting?
they're, they're good. Uh, so Leo, there was a last time we did this, there was like a chant or like a thing you had to do, right?
Hmm.
Is it the same one? Okay.
I don't remember if it was or not.
It's a separate one. It's in chat in the game.
But go ahead and give me the stone and give me the apples, and I'll say the words, and you guys can protect me again.
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it, right? Like,
Yeah.
you guys can like.
Do you want to cast any spells on you before you start chanting?
I mean, I think what we do, right, is we put somebody at each end of the compass, right?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll stand to the
And
south.
then I'll stand right in the middle. I'll just hop up on top of this.
Before we
Say
do
the
that,
word.
I'll just cast aid on everybody. Take your
Is that 5 temp?
no, it's 5 to your maximum,
Oh.
so it's even better. Lasts 8 hours too. So
What? All right. So how do I max HP modifier?
Yep. Just put
Neato.
5 in your max HP modifier.
So if I lose like 6 HP, I can heal up to back up to 97. Neat. Okay,
Till the
cool,
spell
cool.
wears off.
And on top of that, I'm gonna roll 2d6 using the Fey Staff
Ooh, what's
and
that?
give
What's that?
give everyone temp HP.
Ooh.
All getting
Oh
buffed.
yeah, 8. Everyone gets 8
Woo!
temporary HP.
And Jeffrey's
From
like,
Fey Staff.
nothing happens.
Oops. I almost just gave myself 80 temp HP.
I mean, you might as well.
I mean, that blue bar on your health bar would have been a little a little obvious. But yeah, so Leo steps up onto the boulder with the bushel of apples and the green gem, the last remaining gem, and begins his kind of incantation of the ritual prayer for the Forest Fae, and makes his way through the entire poem, kind of unhindered, unmolested, and finds himself standing atop the boulder with you guys, maintaining kind of your vigil on the compass points around the stone, with no apparent reaction.
All right, guys, we gotta fight something in the next 8 hours.
I'm sure we can find a way to do that. What's
Zek looks around to see if there's any like green like lights or
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Zach.
All right.
Love your -1 to perception.
That's all right. I got a lot of persuasion
Uh,
and insight.
so as you kind of all stand there, somewhat confused and befuddled by the fact that there's no apparent reaction to this the ritual, as Leo hops down from the boulder, Zek turns around just in time to see the boulder shift slightly under Leo's weight as he hops off.
We all need to stand on this?
Think you
Damn,
need
Leo,
to try
you
to
need
move it.
You need to cut off those meat pies. Just kidding. You're beautiful the way you are.
No, I think we need to move. I think we need to try to move the boulder.
Yes. Zek grips onto the boulder and rotates it in the direction he saw when Leo moved it.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
All right.
I'll help.
Okay, make that
Don't
an
need it.
athletics check with advantage, Zek.
Whoa.
Okay, so as Zek goes to kind of push the boulder in the direction that he saw it kind of shift while Leo hopped off, Baron steps up, kind of gives him that extra bit of oomph, and as you do so, second here, sees that the boulder actually does in fact shift, and there is an entrance to a tunnel beneath it.
Is it like straight down?
Fairly straight down. It's not a very far drop. About 10 feet down to the ground below it.
We can
Zek
see. We
feeling
can see
pumped
the
from
ground.
rolling a
You can,
boulder,
yeah, you can definitely see the ground below it.
jumps down.
Okay.
Geronimo!
Zek jumps down? Okay.
And he
Then he
teleports
just
to the
ran
right.
away.
Yeah, no one paid attention to that.
I just...
So-
The troll in me wants to roll the boulder back on top of the hole.
Do it. But you
But
won't.
Varen will follow his trusty buddy down.
Okay.
Might as well.
Give me 1 second here. Hold on, Zach.
Oh no, I'm moving so they don't jump on me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Because Varen has a very large aura of himself.
I would look for a couple logs on the ground, as like a stopper to place them strategically underneath into the side of the rock, so it doesn't roll over while people are in there.
Okay.
That's using your noggin.
Yeah, it's super easy to find the materials you need in this situation.
So I would like push the boulder even like, you know, a little bit farther away and stop it.
Okay. So everybody's heading down then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll join them.
Zach, what sort of horrible thing have you found?
I haven't found anything yet.
As you
I
move,
feel compelled to not move.
feel compelled to not move. Yeah, you find yourselves kind of moving into this through this kind of dugout tunnel underneath the shrine or underneath the face circle. Um, it appears to be kind of a hand dug structure, and as you move a little bit deeper into this chamber, you see something that has actually been built by man or human hands. The underneath in this chamber, um, you see what appears to be um, stronger indications of the hag's influence in the local area. It looks like small piles of teeth scattered along the floor in here. Some small bones, some small humanoid bones piled up in the corners. And at the far end of this chamber, you see a kind of a familiar looking stone slab, similar to the altars that you have previously seen, the other two stone circles.
Interesting. Looks like we may have been bamboozled.
I mean, I think we just need to
Say it again? Yeah.
do our same idea, but just here instead of up there, right?
Yep.
What about these statues? What's going on with those?
They appear to be statues. They're wearing kind of armor that you've seen that appears to be similar to that of kind of like the old Barovian armor. Not quite what the Knights of Argynvost were wearing, but similar in its kind of time period, older design. They are ruined and desecrated, almost as if, mockingly so. It looks like, this was somewhere that the hags would use for their own kind of nefarious rituals and their desecration of this particular fane.
Leo doesn't remember this part of the story because he wasn't here for it, but I'm almost certain we're gonna have to fight that last hag that we didn't kill.
So Leo, funny story. When we were at this one city called Barovia, we were making our way to Vallaki after stopping at a Vistani encampment, and we met this woman who had sold us pies in Barovia at that windmill that was burned down back there. Well, it was a windmill, and now it's burnt down, so you probably didn't know it was a windmill before. Yeah, anyways, turns out they were putting children in the pies.
You guys said that you bought some pies?
Yep.
Did you eat the pies?
Look,
Some of us.
Leo,
All of us. I think
don't
all of
think
us.
I don't think that's really important at this time, because none of us knew what were in the pies at that point. But the important part is we rescued some kids from that windmill before we burnt it down, and killed two of the hags that were that were putting the kids in the pies, and really, what you need to know is we're heroes.
And I'll have you know, Leo, I burn that shit down.
Do you think that you saved more children than you ate?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
No,
Without
we had
a
a
doubt.
lot of meat pies, so we probably had at least 2 kids in our mouths.
I
You know,
guarantee you I
6
saved
of
more
one,
kids
half
than I
dozen of the other. Who's to count?
But we prevented more children dying, so we definitely, in the long run, saved more children than we ate.
For the record, I had to be convinced to eat the pies.
Zek approaches this altar, and I would like to investigate it.
As you move forward, you see, like I mentioned, the what appears to be the same kind of stone slab, not in its normal place. It was obviously moved from the upper reaches of this circle and brought down here. There are remnants of what looks to be a kind of a ritual area. Some dried blood and some odd looking, what appear to maybe be body parts or bits of body parts in a small bowl near a kind of a decorative dagger. There's a kind of a ruined, like moss-eaten, decrepit-looking kind of tome laid out across the top of the altar. Evidence of a couple like fire circles to either side of this altar.
My only question is, do we think this is where we're supposed to do the ritual?
That I'd put my money.
Hey
on
Leo, can you come up here and maybe do it by the altar? I'll swap spots with you.
You did say that it looks familiar to the other altars we found at the other Fey circles, right?
Correct. Although just moved and repurposed.
Desecrated.
I'm a little off put that it doesn't look.
Right.
It doesn't look like the other two. I expected all three to look the same. I guess the people over here, they had their little flair. They designed it a little differently. That I guess that's fine. That seems feasible to me.
Would it seem reasonable for us? It would be a reasonable thought to see if we could move the altar back outside.
Looking at the slab, it would take kind of a Herculean effort.
Okay.
The stone itself is hundreds, if not thousands, of pounds, and to get
We would have to build stuff to move this.
essentially, yes, yeah, you would definitely
Okay.
have to make a contraption of some sort.
We would have to get some logs. We would have to jack it up, put it on the logs, roll the logs, then get something to lift it out of the
Correct.
hole.
This fucking engineer over here.
Yeah.
Who knew that's what Aaron did before he started killing stuff?
I just say, I thought
You see-
Borgar
you
was
see
the
the-
mason.
After Varen says that, you see like a slight drip of blood from his nose, and he's like, "Ugh, that hurt.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's give it another shot. You guys want to see what happens?
Yeah.
I'll go up to the top of the thing, get the words, sprinkle some apples.
Yeah, I don't see
what
any.
happens.
I don't see any secret passageways back here. But I
I'm just gonna yell out, "Morgantha, are you around here, bitch?"
As Leo places the apples on the altar, along with the green gem, and begins the incantation, there's an immediate response as kind of the moss and the plant life surrounding you kind of glows in response to the beginning of his incantation. The green gem takes on a slight luster, and from behind you, you hear a kind of a shuffling noise, followed by a bit of mad laughter, as two creatures appear from the cave behind you, and I need you to go ahead and roll initiative.
That's pretty good. That's really good. I fucking knew it.
And you do, in fact, see a familiar face.
Okay.
With her.
Let's see. Can backpack get over here?
Yeah.
And then he is going to. Draconic Cry
Okay.
as his bonus action. And then he'll attack with his scimitar. That's a good start.
Yeah, it's a great start.
14.
Attacking the hag.
Morgantha, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. And then he gets crit sneak attack too because he had advantage.
Mhm.
9, and then he will attack again.
Okay.
That's another crit.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
A double too.
crit.
Double
A
19.
double crit.
What's his crit bonuses?
Just double dice.
No, don't we get crits?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. First one, nothing happens, and the second one, very nice. 10 strength.
His strength is 4.
Hell yeah!
Beats it.
Nice. Okay, that is Backpack's turn.
Alrighty. For some reason, our entire spellbook is missing. Give me 1 second.
Sucks.
Thankfully, it's just a drag and drop.
And that disintegrate spell that you want to use on one of us, sir.
What's that?
Disintegrate?
Possibly. You never know.
Hold monster.
Okay. Let's see. She is going to let's see. What's the bonus action? Okay, then she is going to move herself that way, giving Backpack his attack of opportunity.
You also get to add sneak attack to that one if it hits.
Oh, that's hit.
I thought it's only once per turn.
It's not your turn anymore.
Yeah, but it hasn't.
It's still the same round, but it's
Yeah,
not
no, go ahead.
the same turn.
Okay.
Alrighty.
It's like the optimizer thing to do if you're like maximizing rogue damage, is try to figure out a way to get opportunity attacks every round.
She is going to attempt to cast Ray of Enfeeblement against Leo, but misses. And then, yeah, and that's her turn.
Okay. Varen's turn. Whatever. I will. Let's let everybody have some fun here. Zek, you are hasted.
What? What that means? Oh, jeez.
You get +2 to your AC. You get 1 additional attack, and you get an advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Whoa! Whoa!
And then Varen will move up towards this Hellhound, just for fun.
Zek is speechless. Zek was making out with his dog. Mushu, I'm hasted.
Hasted, bitch. I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, using Backpack's advantage, I'm gonna deliberately attack.
That's 20 and a 1.
But does a 12 hit?
12 does not.
And can I make that first one a tripping attack?
Sure.
I was just gonna say, why aren't you put tripping attack that way?
Do I get to roll 2d8s on a crit for a tripping attack?
No, because it's just your whatchamacallit dice, right?
It's just a superiority die.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll action surge and swing 2 more times.
Okay.
$19 hits, right?
18 does hit, yeah. It's okay. She withstands the trip, but does take the damage.
Okay, I try to trip her 1 more time.
Okay. Oh, she fails that one. She is now prone.
And I'll end my turn standing here.
I still have.
Fucking
Do not. I might have to borrow some from you guys. I don't really think there's much I can do. So I can't like stop chanting, right?
Right.
Yeah. We're just gonna. I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. Alrighty. The disastrous, monstrous-looking hound looks towards kind of Varen and Borgar's general direction, and ooh, that's beefy. Lets out a very loud bark slash yell, if you will, and this cloud of noxious gas billows forth from its mouth, filling the entire chamber. I need
Oh man.
con saves from the 4 of you. Okay.
That might be bad for you, actually.
Looks like... Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Yeah, so Borgar and Leo pass their con saves. Zek and Varen are paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
And the creature is going to run up behind Borgar.
Do I lose concentration? 'Cause I didn't take any damage. Does paralyzed lose concentration?
I don't think so.
I don't think it does. I mean, you're still conscious. You're not. You're just paralyzed.
If you were incapacitated, it would, but.
A paralyzed creature is incapacitated.
Okay.
Incapacitated says it can't take actions or reactions.
Reaction, so that doesn't matter either.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine still awake and still concentrate.
Yeah.
As long as he's not taking damage. So. All right. Zek, you can roll a con save again.
All right, I'm going to use my inspiration if I Fuck this game.
Oh wow.
Can I use my heroism inspiration
Nice.
for when I got the
Shut up.
heroism decoration many moons ago? You said I could.
No, only use one per round.
Fuck that game.
I hit that wolf, by the way.
Yeah, I got him.
I finally get haste, then that shit happens. I had so many things planned.
Backpack is going to. Yeah, it won't matter. Target dog.
Okay.
He's gonna bonus action Draconic Cry. He's gonna attack with his scimitar. 23.
It hits.
7 damage plus sneak attack for 5. And he'll attack again. 14.
15 just misses.
That is his turn.
Okay. Steps forward, and after standing up, of course, and takes a swipe at Backpack, hitting Backpack for 11 slashing damage.
Backpack. Okay. So do I do a con save?
Correct.
What if I use my inspiration?
You can definitely do that.
There we go. If that
That'll
doesn't
do.
beat it, then I'm here forever.
That'll do it.
I'm assuming that's my action, right?
Yeah, that's the end of your turn there, yeah.
Okay. So, back there.
Recklessly.
13 misses. 18 hits.
I don't
No,
think it
sorry,
was
that was not an 18. It's just the way it rolled in. 13 again. Okay. Yeah, 13 misses. Fortunately, 10 misses.
Weird. Roar's not.
That's
doing
like never happened to
40
me,
damage.
guys. That, wow. It had to happen eventually.
All
Just
right.
take the dodge outfit again.
Okay. You said that was Reckless, Borgar?
Yep.
Okay. Doggy turns towards Borgar. And with advantage, still misses. Amazing.
I swing at it for missing at me.
Yes, you can.
how-
14 misses. Not enough, Zach.
Oh man.
Okay. We are. You're on backpack. Well, let's do it again. Draconic Cry. Targeting the Hellhound.
Okay.
19.
19 hits.
8 plus 3. And then second attack 20.
Hits.
7. That's his turn.
Um, so the hag kind of cackles madly as if she wasn't already, and disappears from your vision. Um, let's see. And that's the hag's turn.
Okay. I'll go up to the Hellhound here. And got advantage from backpack. So let's see what happens. 19.
That will hit.
6 damage.
Is enough.
Alright. Don't really have any way, 'cause that's my action, so I don't really have a good way of figuring out where she is, I guess, huh? Like I said, I'll just have to be my turn.
So
I'd
No.
say what Jeffrey?
I was gonna say the I didn't see when you stepped up, so the dog is dead. And then based on previous experience with these 3 witches, you know that she's probably slipped into the ethereal realm.
I figure out where Leo is in the ceremony and what he's saying.
He's
and
about
I,
halfway through.
And I run up to him, and I start doing the ceremony too, and like I catch up with him, and I start doing it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
All right. You got it, Zach. I believe in you.
Come on, buddy.
Remember, you've got an extra action, so you could, like... Oh, yeah, that's right. You gotta... Still got a
No,
con
I
save.
can.
He's got it.
There you go.
Alrighty. That is your turn, good sir. But
Now
you
you
got...
know it would be
You
really-
broke it.
You know, it would be really funny now, Baron. Drop concentration.
Oh.
Zach's just gonna lay his sword, his mace on the ground and be like, no, I'm gonna let Bogar and Baron kill this bitch.
The witch appears again out of nowhere, and once again tries to cast a spell at Leo.
Another con save.
Hold on 1 second. There we go. So why I was saying that. Misses again, because I can't roll a spell hit to save my life. Alright.
Oh, she's back. She's visible. Okay. We are going to channel divinity. Vow of enmity. As a bonus action. And we are gonna attack.
Hits.
12 damage. Let's throw a smite on there as well. Is she considered undead?
She's not.
So it's just 2d8. For extra 12. And let's swing one more time. There's the natural 20. Okay, so that's 14 plus.
Watch her
We're gonna
cave under this attack.
8d8 because we're gonna third level smite.
And with a flash of light, she is turned into dust.
Bitch. So, Zach.
Zach sheaths his mace and goes to the corner and sits down. No one talk to me, please.
As Borgar and Leo, I wanted to say Simon, sorry. As Borgar and Leo finish the incantation, the glowing comes to kind of a peak of brightness and then fades as the green gem disappears. From behind you, you hear a number of soft voices kind of simultaneously speak out. It is done. You have our thanks. As the three Fae appear simultaneously. They step forward. The Forest Fae kind of leading the pack. I have kept a fond eye on each of you. I might even be guilty of sending up a silent prayer here and there, wishing you well. They do say that nobody's voice is louder in the ears of the gods than an elderly grandmother. Have you ever had the pleasure of enjoying tea? Perhaps my mushroom tea? She smiles as you see a flicker of Anya's features pass across her face. Now is not the time to speak at length, unfortunately. When they speak of Strahd, they say that he is the land. Well, I think my sister would have something to say about that, as she turns to the mountain fae. But one thing is certain. He does have eyes and ears everywhere. Our secrets will be safer if we proceed without delay. I will grant you a final power to finish your task. Please, bring me the staff.
Assuming that's Bolgar.
Is it,
Yeah.
the Forest Fae has been talking? Is that who's
Yes.
been talking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As Borgar moves forward and presents the staff, She kind of reaches out and touches it, and you watch another thread of kind of this glass-looking material, almost as if like the sap in the wood has hardened and moved to the surface, kind of thread its way through the wood, intertwining with the other two strands. The staff is now imbued with the power of the forest, and it can restore itself even after the most devastating disasters. It is powerful magic, but can only be drawn upon once a day. The other two step forward, and the three of them simultaneously kind of reach out, and they're each holding their individual gems. They all kind of move their hands close together, bringing the gems close to one another. And they begin speaking to each other, kind of chanting together. And Leo, surprisingly, is able to understand them. They begin chanting in what Leo recognizes as celestial. The Mountain Fae begins. Strahd does not fear death, for he has the power of resurrection. This power resides in the heart of sorrow that is well protected in Castle Ravenloft. The heart of sorrow is far too powerful to be destroyed by mortal weapons and magic. Mountain Fae hands the red gem to the Forest Fae, who also receives the blue gem from the Water Fae. The heart of sorrow was created with a portion of celestial Fae magic, says the Forest Fae. It is one half of us, but together the Fae gems form the other half, the broken heart. And with crackling magic, the Forest Fae binds the red, blue, and green gems together into a single gem. As this kind of transformation completes, light flashes and fills the entire chamber with this kind of blinding, almost chromatic light. As it fades and your kind of vision comes back, she instead holds a single gem that radiates a gentle blanket of kind of like rainbow light. She looks at you. Bind the broken heart with the heart of sorrow. Together they form the heart of Barovia. As the Water Fae turns to Borgar as the gem is handed to him, he can suddenly realizes that she's still speaking in this other language, but Borgar, as well as the rest of you, all of a sudden can understand him perfectly well. The Water Fae looks at Borgar. Strahd will no longer have the power of the Heart of Sorrow, and will no longer be able to resurrect. If the Dark Prince is destroyed, the corrupting mists will lift forever, and Barovia will be free at last. Your final task is to take the broken heart to Ravenloft, bind it with the Heart of Sorrow, and face the Dark Prince. If you should fail, Barovia will forever be lost, for we are entrusting you all with our magic. You go with our blessing, but know that you must not fail. No power in the universe can match what you hold right now. If you fail, Strahd will terrorize these people and corrupt these lands forevermore. The final smile the Mountain Fae adds. We will know if you succeed, as we will be called forth into the heart of Barovia, and we will return to the land. Borgar, do you take the gem?
I absolutely take the gem. I said we will do this.
All three of them smile somewhat kind of forlornly, but with a sense of kind of hope in their eyes. And they fade away, as the gem flashes in your hands.
Gentlemen, I present to you the broken heart.
After weeks of traveling this curse's land, we finally have it together. Beautiful.
It's
By the way, it's a good thing we got all these fade pieces, huh? We were like, oh, we could go started without it. No, we need them to cancel
Yeah,
his resurrection.
Yeah, exactly. So now we just have to infiltrate his mansion and find the Heart of Sorrow.
So are we going to infiltrate it, or are we just going to like storm it? We have so many.
No. We gotta be
I
like,
think
we gotta sneak.
that's why we're using the side door.
So
Like we're gonna try to be as sneaky as we can be. Like
Are we
at
gonna
some
have
point
our
we're not gonna be
comrades-
sneaky.
Are we going to have our comrades storm the front door then, while we sneak in?
I'd rather not send them to slaughter.
I have been saving this thing. I never used it, guys. I have a vial of invisibility. Sneak in.
Pretty sure Leo has the invisibility spell, doesn't he?
I also have the invisibility spell.
So you're gonna go in, strap this gem to the Heart of Sorrow.
Well,
You can get
from
three of
what
us
we
invisible.
yeah, from what we know, the Heart of Sorrow is all the way up in the tower, which is like, it's not an easy.
I mean, I think that's where we need to beeline though.
Yeah, that's where we need to beeline, but it's also not like, it's not, we can't like just sneak 3 people in.
Oh no. I think we go
Yeah.
full party. Like we need just one more person that can make themselves invisible.
All right. What but again, like our comrades. What we're gonna do? What we got? It's 4 in the afternoon. Are we going to storm Ravenloft tomorrow?
Possibly, yeah.
Well,
I mean, we still have to get there. We're not like.
Yeah, and we should probably go to the Vistani encampment because we got that doll to drop off.
Yeah, we also have to do that, and also pick up the Sun Sword there, right?
Yeah, assuming we're gonna get it.
Oh, we're getting it. Or you'll burn the village down. Just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding.
yeah, so let's we're not going there yet. So we'll be able to have this conversation again. We are going to the Vistani camp before we infiltrate the Stroud's base.
Well, I'm asking this because we have to coordinate our ravens to spread the word. We gotta make sure everyone's like, hey, like in 2 or 3 days, we're going to Ravenloft.
Yeah.
That's why I want to figure out while we still have some sunlight. We gotta send some birds around this horrid country.
Isn't that what we did when we talked to Mariel, kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't tell him a day.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like what if the Silver Knight dragons come in like a week? That doesn't help us.
Okay. Well, I don't have a raven on me, so
Well, you have speak animal. We can find like some kind of beaver out there who can speak raven.
Send a beaver message.
No, we just talked. We literally just talked to Mariel. She knows we're going to the Vistani camp.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
they're
gonna
very, very
I'm not
well
gonna find
aware.
a beaver.
Right,
I'm
no,
not gonna find a
I'm trying
beaver
to figure
to
out
send a
like, hey,
message.
are we going to go storm it in 2 days? Are we going to storm it in 3 days?
So they're waiting for you at the base of the castle, down in the
everyone?
ravine. Van Richten and Muriel are.
Yeah, but we also have like the Knights of Argynvost.
Yeah. And the werewolf dude that when we murdered his wife. We have a lot of allies.
Wait, what werewolf dude did we murder his wife? Who was
Wow,
that?
you really
mayor?
forgot? No.
No,
Remember
the
we
guy
went
in the cave.
with the kids?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
And it was Bogar or Varen. One of you guys went ham on his wife.
Oh, you mean the person that was caging
Sir-
children and threatened us?
Yes.
No, nope, nope. It was sarcastic, but the sarcasm was really badly delivered.
Leave me alone.
Due to a mic check problem. Yep. Because we thought she was disrespected. We're like, all right, let's go clap cheeks. And he's like, what are you guys doing?
Perhaps. There might have been a little miscommunication there.
It happens.
But remember, I was able to persuade him to join us. So we have the knights, the dragon knights, the werewolf guy, and any of his werewolf kin. The were-ravens. Who else did we
Okay,
got?
when we get into town, we'll send those messages.
Why, that's why we should do it now, because we don't know if
You're not in town right now. He's got a really good plan there. You have to get to town first.
Oh,
You're currently in a cave underneath.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you from sending any messages. Go ahead. But yeah, we're standing in a cave.
no,
Like,
I'm trying to figure out, like, are we going to storm in a couple days?
I think we're
Pretty
gonna
much.
storm it when we get there.
Let's go to the Vistani encampment and see if they have anybody who can send messages.
To the encampment.
That's what I think we should do.
Okay. As you make your way out of the, out of the tunnel, like immediately as you exit the cave, the kind of scarecrow-looking things the hags had set up, all of them immediately, spontaneously combust and disappear into piles of ash that kind of float away in the breeze. There's on the breeze, you smell, rather than the kind of soggy, burnt remnants of the windmill, you actually smell like the scent of fresh pine pass by you. And there's a kind of general sense of peace within the standing circle now. The three fanes have been consecrated again. You have the full power of the Fae Staff and the broken heart of Barovia at your disposal as you make your way to the Vistani encampment off of the Serpool Lake. And we'll go ahead and take our break there while I feed the doggos. Then we will move on.
Super.
We'll be right back.
I'm still like doing a lot of exploring, so I haven't done a whole lot with it yet.
That's the proper
That-
way to play Zelda. You just like
and like I said, that
just
again, I'm
explore.
not saying it's bad. It's the building mechanic is not to my strong suit, so I'm playing a whole new. I'm gritting through a system I don't like, so I can play a game I enjoy. The franchise I enjoy.
You're saying you don't enjoy part of it?
Yeah, the one of the new core mechanics, I can't stand it. Anytime it's in a video game, I stop playing a game immediately.
What is it?
Building.
Oh, God, yeah.
Cannot fucking stand it. Like, for example, the can't remember which Fallout game had it. I think 4, where you had like build your own
Yeah.
villages. As soon as I got to that point in the game, I turned it off. And I love the Fallout series, like more than Skyrim kind of stuff. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, nope, I'm done.
Hmm.
That's why my siblings wanted me to play Fortnite. I couldn't get into Fortnite. I couldn't get into Minecraft.
And there's a no build in Fortnite now, too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yes, they've had a no build for like 6 months now.
I think a little bit longer than that, because one of my airmen went to the Department of Defense Gaming Championship. He actually won the Fortnite one. And they did a no build, and I think that was back over the summer.
Yeah, it might have been like it might be coming up on a year now.
Yeah, but even still, like,
Tell you what, it was crazy watching him play. Like, there's no way my brain reacts to stuff that quickly anymore.
yeah, like watch my brother like hotkeying, building, and shooting. I was like, I'm not playing a shooting game, so I can play fucking Minecraft. Like, give me my Call of Duty, give me my Gears of War. I want mindless, selfless.
I mean, it's like the speed at which they go through, like, the inventory of dropped items. I'm like,
Right.
no fucking way. So.
And so I was telling them like, I'm enjoying the game, but like it's one of those things where if I was good at that mechanic, I'm sure this game would be fucking bananas for me, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like I know my little brother who doesn't care for Zelda games would probably like this game because he'd be like, "Oh shit, they have building." I'm like, "Yay, building!" Though, so there, you play Breath of the Wild, right?
Parts of it, yeah.
So you know how you have the different tablet abilities, like the
Yeah.
Kyro where you can freeze stuff, the bombs and stop. What I like about in this game is, it's not a huge spoiler, but something happens to Link's arm and he loses it in a sacrifice, and it
Mhm.
gets replaced with an alien arm, and he through events in the game that you get early on acquire the abilities of this ancient civilization creature.
Yeah.
And what he can do is he can pick up objects, levitate them, so kind of like the magnetic thing, but he can do it with anything and everything.
Mhm.
Rocks, trees, enemies, weapons. And then what you can do is you can stick them and glue them together. So like at one point I had 3 or 4 boulders glued together and I dropped them on top of a field of monsters. I killed them all. Then there's one called fusion where you can like have a sword, and then you can take a rock and fuse it to the sword, and now you have a bludgeoning sharp weapon.
Mhm.
Or you have a bow and arrow, and you can attach bombs. You can fuse a bomb to your bow and arrow and shoot it, or you can shoot something called fire fruit, and now you have an arrow that can do fire damage. That stuff, now that I can get behind.
Alrighty.
Very, very interesting, though.
You make your way
Oh,
a little bit further east, back to the Vistani camp outside of the Sare Pool along the lake that abuts the Sare Falls. You find yourselves amongst a welcoming group of individuals, despite initial interactions early on.
okay, we're back.
You make your way into oh my gosh! As you make your way into the
Vistani encampment.
yes, the encampment. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You notice a particularly garish wagon parked amongst the groups, with a familiar face kind of standing out front. The merchant, the traveling merchant that you found along your route that had been looking for the doll, the Blinsky doll from Valaki. Just kind of with a cordial wave and a kind of somewhat garish smile. Can't tell if it's entirely genuine or if it's part of his kind of sales demeanor. He approaches you, welcomes you back to the encampment, and my friends, welcome back. It's been a long time. You've been up to quite the adventures, I hear.
OOC, how long has it been since we've seen him?
It has been... Sorry, my calendar just disappeared.
We are in the rot moon.
It's been almost 2.5 months.
2.5 months. Good God.
Yeah.
All right. We've held this doll hostage for too long, gentlemen.
I feel like he could have just went and got it in this time.
Yeah, for real. He's giving me back my
He's
money.
gonna have like 4 of them when we show up.
Yeah. It has been a long time, old friend. Jesus. How the days have been good to you.
Yeah, I suppose they've been all right. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to see you again. I made a trip to Valaki and found the place in flames. Turned around and made my way back here, where it's a little bit safer.
Yeah, Strahd, he's a dick. He did a giant fireball and scorched a lot of the town. But know what he didn't scorch? Sick. Rummages around in his backpack and pulls out the Soul Golem doll. We have brought you a gift for your little girl.
He smiles, kind of just takes it politely, looks it over, and notes the Blinsky inscription on the foot of the doll, and just kind of nods politely and genuinely to you. Well, you're not the only one bearing gifts. Please, come with me. He starts walking across the camp, kind of nodding and greeting other members of the Vistani as they walk by, and you get the occasional kind of slap on the back and a warm, hearty greeting. As you make your way through the camp, you're each handed little goblets of wine, just general warmth and regard as you walk through. And Petra turns back and looks at you, and I I feel a little strange doing this. As you notice that he's walking towards Madame Eva's tent. You see, Eva came to me saying that she assumed that you all would be back soon and that she would no longer be here. She entrusted me with something. I don't know why me, but she seems to have assumed that I was expecting you as well. So, please, do, come in. He pulls back the curtain. The tent is similar to how you remember it. Dark but candlelit, kind of strange shadows flickering off the cloth and canvas walls. Tapestries kind of hung haphazardly throughout. Almost as if you feel like you're kind of being smothered by the fabric of the tent. The smell of incense is strong. Slight haze. All of her stuff is still there, though. The stack of Taroka cards kind of stacked somewhat haphazardly on the table next to her crystal ball. And he makes his way back towards the back where her bed lies. And there's a kind of a chest, like a lockbox of sorts. Just a wooden chest, rectangular in shape, banded with kind of iron straps, a lock, kind of a padlock on the front of it. He rummages through his pockets for a moment and finally pulls out a small brass key, slips it into the lock and turns it. And you see the clasp free itself as he slowly opens the chest, and he pulls out a cloth-bound object, long and slender, kind of an oiled rag wrapped around it. And he begins to slowly pull the rag away, looks back at you with this kind of confused look on his face. Now, I don't know why she entrusted this to me. Honestly, I'm not necessarily the most trustworthy of people, and chuckles a little bit to himself. But I figured it best not to go against the will of Eva. She wanted you to have this. She wanted me to tell you that she thanks you for everything that you've done, and that she hopes the light shines upon you forevermore. He kind of holds out the cloth opened up across both palms, a sword. Relatively nondescript, although highly polished, with a jeweled pommel and a simple leather scabbard to go with it. This is for you. I hope you know what it is. I sure don't. But she definitely wanted you to have it. Hands the sword over.
Quickly! Take the... Oh, guys. Oh my god, we finally have it. We got the phase. We got this.
This is the sun sword. The sun sword we've been talking about.
No one. Hey guys, you guys mind if I interrupt this real quick just to verify?
You can just give me a simple Arcana check.
I was going to uncover it.
You were going to cover it or uncover it?
No, uncover it. Because you said it's wrapped up, right?
Oh no, he unwrapped it.
That baby.
Oh.
Yeah, he basically hands it to you. It's laying like in its cloth. Like it was wrapped in like an oiled cloth, but he opens it up.
Oh, okay, I missed that part. Alright, I need someone to help me.
I do a perception check on it. I'm looking at it. I'm just like looking at it to see if I can identify it.
It is
what I think the sun sword looks like, I guess. I don't know.
it does in fact match some of the sketches you've seen in the books and journals that you've come across in your travels through Barovia. You are very much sure that this is in fact the Sun Sword.
Zach just holds it close. Guys, we're gonna be going home soon.
One of us is gonna be stabbing Strahd with this thing.
Yes. Yes. You have your spider staff. You go beat him.
I think I might pull out the halberd
Oh.
for Strahd.
Ooh.
As you guys are kind of looking over the new weapon, Petra just kind of slowly starts to back out of the tent and... One last thing. She said that you are welcome to her quarters in her absence. Please make yourselves comfortable. If I don't see you, I wish you the best of luck. He, kind of with this odd, overly exuberant flourish, kind of pulls back the front curtain to the tent and makes his exit.
I look for people drinking alcohol.
There are a number of Vistani seated around the kind of central bonfire. The wagons are, like you remember them, they're kind of in a ring around the central portion of the camp. The literal social circle, if you will.
I try to join the social circle and get me some ale.
You are warmly welcomed into the social circle. In fact, the entire group of you is, with some
Zach
particular
is keeping
curiosity
the sword.
focused on Backpack.
Zach is keeping the sword very close and protected.
It is about 7 p.m. You have been welcomed into the camp with Adam Eva's living quarters offered up to you if you would like to stay the night here, or you are welcome to continue on after partaking in some of the festivities.
No, we can. Bogo, you want to party tonight, buddy?
Yeah.
One last slam.
Might be your last chance, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm gonna have fun tonight. That's what Borgar's thinking. Because I'm gonna kill Strahd starting tomorrow.
Sounds good. Well, you find yourselves seated around the central camp area, kind of joined by the rest of the Vistani in this group. Skins of wine and tankards of ale are passed around freely. You kind of sit by and listen to kind of wild and extravagant, outlandish stories of various exploits, a number of which you recognize as being somewhat personal to yourselves, but being claimed by members of the camp. You let them go, as
Like what?
essentially some of them are taking credit for some of the things that you've done. Not, no one seems to actually believe anything. It's all tall tales and boasting. A couple sideways glances in your group's direction as some of these stories are shared by members of the camp.
Wait, so you're saying we overheard someone else boasting about doing something that we actually did?
Yes, but it's clear that.
Putting up with that shit.
I'm gonna say it's clear that.
When I hear that, I I yell out to the guy who's saying it. I say, "Yeah, me too."
Um, as the individual turns towards you and sees you sitting there, seemingly unaware of your actual arrival to the camp, he kind of immediately like clams up, kind of caught in his lie. There's a round of chuckles and laughter from other Vistani as, you know, he's there. He's known to be full of shit immediately, but the fact that he's caught in it by the people that he's stealing the story from just makes it that much more entertaining for everybody. Is there anything in particular you would like to do other than participate in just the friendly revelries for the evening?
The Vistani kind of like, they have some magical people, right?
They do, yes. Mm-hmm.
I would kind of ask around and ask if they have ways to send messages to people.
Yeah, actually, a number of them. One of them does. She's a older member of the group, not nearly as old as Madame Ava appeared, but seems to be the new kind of de facto elder of the group. Just a kind of dark-haired, kind of craggy-faced woman. She's got these kind of gray streaks running through her hair. Kind of a wiry look to the hair, pulled back behind a red kerchief, and brightly colored clothes similar to those that everybody else wears, but many, many more layers. It's a cool evening, but it looks like she has to be like sweltering in the sheer amount of fabric that is covering her. But she seems perfectly comfortable, and she greets you, and identifies herself as Celia.
Yeah, I would ask her if she would be willing to send us some messages, possibly tomorrow, to some people to see if we could coordinate our attack on the castle if we decide to bring everybody, when we decide to bring everybody.
She looks at you and smiles, and I can definitely do that. It would cost you a little bit. She smiles, this kind of mischievous glint in her eyes. I use sending stones to send my messages, and they're not cheap nor easy to procure. I have a number of contacts throughout Barovia that could be of use in this matter. It depends on where your messages need to go.
Well, Argon Vostold. Can't imagine you have a bunch of people there.
I do believe we have somebody near the winery, however. I could encourage them to travel quickly and relay your message as necessary.
Yeah, do we have allies at the winery?
You've got some of
the family.
You've got some of the Were-Raven kin there.
Yeah. And then Kresk, which is near the wine. It's like halfway between the winery and Argynvostholt, so. Who else? Where's Esmeralda?
Esmeralda will be with Ariel and Ben Richten.
Okay. So that's basically it, though. Were Ravens and Argynvost hold ghost people.
She kind of thinks to herself a little bit, basically kind of going over her list of contacts in her head, if you will. Yes, I do believe I have a number of associates that would be close enough to the locations that you need messages sent to, at least close enough to relay them within the day.
Okay. Well, I will discuss with my team, and we will let you know.
How much is it going to cost? You said it was expensive?
Yeah, how much?
She thinks, well, the stones themselves are a price. I won't charge you for the stones because I can reuse them eventually. I'd say, what are we looking at? 3 messages? 4 messages?
Call it 3. Right? Were Ravens, werewolves at Kresk, Argynvost hold.
And I'm trying to think if you're missing anyone.
Like, I mean, do we want to call Father Lucian and see if he wants to bring anybody from Vallaki?
No, he's watching the children. Oh, but Valaki. Okay.
Isn't that where the Ravens are?
We have some at the
There might-
winery and some at Vallaki, yeah.
Oh. I mean, couldn't we just send like a message to one group of Were Ravens, and they could probably talk to the other group?
In
Yeah.
theory, yeah. Okay. So 3 messages, then, I would say 200 gold sounds fair?
That's easily doable.
All right. Zek gives Varen 50 coins.
How much?
Not going to
50
bargain
gold.
with her at all?
Nah. I think these Vistani are trustworthy.
Okay.
They're pretty
When
important messages.
Throw in my 50.
I'm aware this is happening, right? Like I
Drunkenly, yeah.
I say, unless you're just too busy carousing, but yes, I would assume.
I will
If-
take a break
Look,
from the
At some
festivities.
point during the night, I would, once I find the person and then talk to her about what we need, I would meet back with the group and
Okay.
we could have a little huddle.
I pay my 50.
Sounds good.
That would have been fine covering it.
No, we're a team. Varen.
That's what I was going to say. Teamwork. Come on.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, no.
Alrighty.
Why did you yawn?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Anything else for the rest of the evening, or just enjoying the festivities at this point?
Well, what does the message say? Like, what is the like? Are we telling them the actual plan? Like,
I was figuring,
or-
yeah, we'd have probably a discussion in the morning about what our plan was, but when. I guess the only idea I have is like they have to wait until we are. Like, we don't want to send them at the gates until we've got people inside distracted, at least, right? Because otherwise they're just gonna get. People have tried to storm the castle before and gotten massacred. So I guess my feeling on it would be we want to have like causing chaos inside so that they don't just get destroy at the gates.
Okay. Well, I mean, I
So
imagine
we'd have to have some
if
sort of
you-
signal, right?
I imagine if you tell a bunch of people, "Hey, we're going to storm Ravenloft," people are expecting to die.
Yeah, but we don't need to make it more than needed.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
and
I like this idea.
the more people that survive the storming and can actually get inside the castle, the the better chance of actually killing Strahd.
Okay.
So, what if we use the storming of the castle as our backup plan if we fail?
I think I like the idea of Varens of like using them as like a distraction after we're already inside. Like so that the like their sports they're like
Like they wait
they'll
on
split
some
their
kind of
forces.
timer.
Yeah. Like, maybe we could have like maybe like I mean all of us can fucking cast light, right? Like somebody can cast light on a bolt, crossbow bolt, and shoot it up in the air like a flare.
Ooh. So we're going to attack at night.
I mean, even if it's not at night, it's it's a bolt that's, it's it would show up during the day, I assume, right? Like you'd be able to see.
Light an arrow in daylight with light.
If you had people, I mean, I have a horn. I could literally blow a horn.
That's kind of cool.
So our instructions for them would be to, on this day, set up and be ready to attack until you hear the horn, something like that.
Yeah, horn during the day. Look for a lighted arrow at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that one makes
remember-
more sense.
Remember, we are going to be inside of Castle Ravenloft, and so it would have to come out a window somewhere.
I was
So
gonna say, hopefully we can find a window. That I'm assuming that we're gonna find a window somewhere.
yeah, it might take a couple shots to like get through the window or whatever, but light is not it's not a resource spell, so like we can just keep at casting it, so we'll be fine. Yeah, we got plenty of bolts.
Do we have a horn?
I do, yeah.
Leo has one.
Nice.
I imagine that Theo was like a town guard, so I gave him like a horn as part of his equipment.
Alright, here's the message. Wait, 1 second.
Also have manacles that I've never to use.
You want to put him on Strahd?
If we could.
Here's the message we send them. Look to my coming at first light on the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east.
Oh my god!
So we just have to wait 4 days to climb the... Okay. For this to work.
I mean, it's an option.
Yeah, but I don't know if Strahd wants that option.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we just tell them, gather their forces, hide yourself outside of the gates of Ravenloft. The signal will be a blowing of a horn or a lighted arrow coming out of the castle.
We're gonna punch a window open and send bolts of light.
Also, can I like get a couple of jars of flaming oil from you and Borgar and Sek?
Absolutely.
I know you guys each have like 20 flasks of
No,
oil
I
or whatever.
used 10 of them.
Yeah,
10 of them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
You're setting the Hague's
When we
house on fire?
firebomb that hag's hut.
Yeah, let me see how many oils I have left.
When Zek was insistent on using backpack as a kamikaze.
Yeah.
I guess I have 9 vials of oil.
They're
Can I
1
get a
silver
couple?
each.
Can I get a couple from you?
Oh, you're not.
I can
Yeah,
throw
I'll
away-
give 2 to Leo.
I can throw away this soul vial.
And I had an idea, and I realized I didn't have the oil to do my idea.
Yeah, I only have 10. Yeah, I used 10 against the house. When I strapped him to our fearless comrade.
Right. Is there anything else that we need to do, you guys? Are we gonna go to find Van Richten and Esmeralda?
Do we need to send a raven to those guys?
They're waiting for you.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
they're-
I don't think so. That's where we're headed to. I know we're coming.
Alrighty then. If that's business concluded, then you can go ahead and give yourselves the benefits of a long rest.
I think
I will in the morning use the staff on. Actually, no, I'm not going to use the staff yet. I'm going to wait until we rendezvous.
Alright, so in the morning you prep your gear, saddle up your trusty steeds, and make your way across the shallow point in the river towards the point that was indicated on your map by Van Richten. Making your way through the trees and up the steep embankments along the kind of cliffside facing or on the back side of the castle. Takes you about 2.5 hours or so to kind of travel the short distance between the Vistani encampment and where you're meeting up with your companions. The as you approach the castle, the general kind of ambiance surrounding you, or whatever, the mists thicken as you make your way through the trees, almost palpably so. It feels like you could literally take a handful of the fog and mists from the air around you. The skies kind of darken. It seems almost like a perpetual storm sort of sits over the castle. The sun has been blocked out largely from view since you arrived, but as you get closer to the castle, it seems like the effect of the sun's blockage is that much more prevalent, and you become starkly aware of the just kind of sense of dread that passes through you as you get closer.
Who's
You find... Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Who's taking the sun sword?
Zach took it.
Yeah,
The
okay.
second, I got it. Right here.
All right, Zach. You're gonna need to If you're going to use it, you're going to need to pass up one of your attunements. We'll give you the attunement overnight.
Oh, Zek slept with it.
It is.
The second that you Eldritch Blast something, we're taking it away from you, though.
Ah! Is it just called Sun Sword?
Yes, it's one word.
Sun Sword. It's a long sword, too.
And it is the artifact.
We're gonna hold you down and take it away from you.
Please don't rename it.
You don't know me?
I mean, as it is an artifact, I would hope that you wouldn't feel the need to rename it.
I could give it a prettier name.
I'm sure you could. Does it not require attunement?
And it's a chaotic good weapon that can talk. Oh, my Hex Blade and him are going to have so much fun together.
You can make it your hex weapon, too.
Sure can.
But you need to give up the attunement on something else.
Yep. Wait, it has to be attuned?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't want us running in there without actually.
Inventory.
Like I was gonna go to like use it and it's just gonna be like a sword.
Well,
It's gonna be
now we
like,
need
"Huh?"
to find out. Now we need to find out what he gets unattuned from, and we're gonna fight over. Now we can all fight over that. We can fight over Zek's scraps as he sucks up magic items.
Ah, there we go.
Giving up his ring of
Seriously,
cold
what did you
resistance.
unattune?
Yep.
What did you unattune from?
The cold ring.
Simon's gift.
Zek, who is currently attuned to 2 artifacts.
So I still have the ring on. It's just not attuned.
Pretty little tourmaline ring. But you make your way along the ridge lines and find the point marked along the map, and just barely amongst the mists and the fog that rises up and above the trees, you can see the slight curl of what appears to be like a campfire smoke. And it's just visible enough that you kind of believe that it has to have been done intentionally. Both Muriel, Esmeralda, and Van Richten seemingly too intelligent to give away their position without actually trying to actively signal you, for example. And making your way towards the this little curl of smoke that kind of disappears into the fog, you do approach cautiously and quietly, but come upon a small little kind of dugout encampment. Some very basic kind of pup tent type things scattered around a very small campfire, where you do in fact find your 3 companions waiting for you. As you approach, they all kind of rise to greet you. Van Richten steps forward. It's good to see you. Are you prepared?
Zek unsheaths the sun sword. Oh,
As
yeah.
you unsheathe the sun sword, what was a simple blade the night previous, after having attuned to you, or you having attuned to it, as you draw the sword, in place of the gleaming metal blade, now appears a shining crystal blade.
beautiful, boys. It's beautiful. Look at it. And it talks. Oh, yeah.
Talks to you twice now. It's
Zach's
got
not messing. The sword talks.
I know it talks, but now you've
Oh,
got
no,
it set as your
finally.
hexblade, and so it's got a personality disorder.
What? You want me to kill Strahd? Okay.
Can we hear it talking to Zach?
Obviously not his hex weapon.
Zach, make sure you click the hex
No.
box on it.
He did, yeah.
I did.
It is
I did.
it only communicates by transmitting emotions to the individual carrying or wielding it.
I have my. Know what? Yeah, I have my own companion now. It's a 2-for-1 deal, guys.
As you draw the blade
Yes,
and kind of hold it aloft, somewhat startled by its change in appearance, Van Richten kind of gets this knowing look in his eye. Where did you find that?
Would you believe us if we found it in a merchant village? In a tent.
Yeah, we didn't really find it so much as it was given to us.
Fair, I wanted to like freak him out that it was just in some village. Thanks.
Oh.
That
Yeah, it was in a village.
The knowing look in his eyes kind of stretches to his smile. Madam Eva. She was a crafty one, wasn't she?
Yes. Yes, she was.
Yeah. Starts walking back in towards the ring of tents, and you feel yourselves kind of drawn and compelled to follow him. And as you enter their little camp in the clearing that they've made, he looks up towards the castle, and high along the cliff face is what appears to be, from your angle of view, imagine a set of bay windows that comes out in like a semicircle, juts out from the stone. There's a clear like overlook on the castle near the top, but further down along the side of the cliff is where, as the fog kind of swirls and dissipates, you can make out this portion of the castle that juts out from the rock. It doesn't appear that there's anything else around it, and the overhang itself is another 150 feet or so higher above it. It'll be a treacherous climb, but the climbing equipment that you purchase should definitely assist in that. It is there's no apparent way to like find ground or find footing there. There's no like patio or balcony type thing. It is just a set of stained glass windows set into the stonework that juts out. That, he says, is likely our best chance of entering unnoticed.
What, we break the windows?
I see no other way other than the front gates.
There was like a secret door or something, or is the windows the secret door?
Windows is the secret entrance, yeah.
Okay.
Without
Your
getting...
plan. Who are we? You said there's 3 people. Who were the 3?
You've got
3
Esmeralda, Van Richten, and Muriel.
Okay. Okay, so when you described the plan earlier, Van Richten, you made it sound like there was some like entryway. But now what it sounds like is you're saying is we're gonna be cliff climbing and we're gonna break a window and then climb in the window.
A window's an entrance.
I'm
And
just
an
worried about the noise of us breaking a window.
Well, I mean
Okay.
that's
Zach
That's-
points at the big ass castle.
he's got a point. Like they may not
You know
notice
what?
a window.
I'll throw a rock as far as I can. It'll probably make as much noise as the glass breaking.
Okay. We'll go through the glass.
We'll be very quiet while we do it, though.
Yeah, maybe we can disassemble the stained glass from the outside.
Or Leo can Eldritch Blast it. Just open. Just boop.
Maybe you could just cut a hole in the wall with the sun sword.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
it
like
works
stick
like that.
our hand through and unlock the window.
Let's climb this fucking wall.
Let's Mission Impossible this bad boy.
Okay, but I have one small thing that will take like an hour.
To cast?
No, well, it's more like cast it and then get it back. I want to cast aid. I forgot that I could only cast it on 3 people last time, so let's cast it on Zek, Beauregard, and Leo. You guys get.
Do yourself or do backpack. I'm good.
You have the lowest hit points. I'm good on hit points.
Oh, okay.
Zek's got the Sun Sword, so we want to keep him up, and Beauregard can just. I mean, it works best on him because he gets double hit points essentially.
Or 5 turned into 10.
Yeah. And then I just want to like take a short rest so I can use my thing to get my spell slot back quick.
Okay.
Oh, some late game cheese.
Yeah. So
Well,
only
we
have-
do have to give the other people time to get in position, right?
Yeah. We only told them this morning. Like literally, they're gonna be racing across Barovia. Like this might take a day though, so who knows?
So that's 5 max HP.
Yep.
And then, did you roll for the staff? I know you said
No.
Oh, that's right. You said you hadn't used it yet.
Mm-hmm. I asked Mariel and Esmeralda and Van Richten, like, are you 3 all climbing up with us? Is anyone staying back for any reason?
I look at you. If you need us with you, we'll join you. Our plan was to take up a rear guard and make our ways to the front of the castle when the reinforcements arrive.
See, even more confusion. I like that idea.
Yeah. They've got
Two groups inside the castle. There's people at
Plus-
the gates. Rod's not going to know what to do.
Plus, these 3 are pretty capable. It'd be good to make sure we have some pretty capable people leading the other people. Make sure they're just not. Yeah.
Well, I tell them this staff grants us protection from the Fae. I can choose 6 people, so I may choose one of the 3 of you. I guess I'll choose Esmeralda. And I get
Oh!
15.
Good roll.
15 temp
Nice.
HP to backpack, us, and Esmeralda.
Boy, am I ready. Guys, for Barovia. No, I'm just... For Frodo.
So, The three of them kind of gather up their gear, and Esmeralda kind of nods at Borgar and thanks him for the blessing of sorts, and says, "We'll follow you to the cliff face. We'll ensure that you make your entry before we depart. We'll help you with your climb and ensure that you are able to get in safely." She begins walking off the 100 or so yards towards the kind of the base of the cliff. Looks over her shoulder and says, "I assume you have climbing equipment." They kind of set up around the base of the cliff, not directly below this set of windows, but just off to the side, essentially to give you the space to make your way up next to it. Kind of think of like a half of a hexagon's worth of windows sticking out, and then the base of it is kind of like a rounded bottom, where it kind of meets the edge of the side of the cliff face. She immediately begins rummaging through her pack, pulling out ropes, climbing materials, and begins hammering a number of kind of pythons and hooks into the side of the cliff face. And looks over and says, "If you get into your harnesses, I will fix your ropes to you, and the three of us will act as your anchors, help make your climb a little easier.
Thank you.
Are you ready?"
Yeah.
And as you all approach the wall, there's this kind of just sense of, it's not necessarily dread, but that anxiety you get before you know you're doing something very, very, very difficult. The task ahead of you is daunting, to say the least.
Sorry.
What's that?
I accidentally hit something.
Oh. Oh god, he renamed it.
Forget it. It's the Soul Blade because it has two spirits in it. But soul is also a Greek word for sun. Come on, that is so cool! Simon looks like he's about to jump out of a fucking car. Soul Blade.
We got it.
Soul.
We get it. We love you.
No one else. Oh, whatever.
But yes, kind of feel the clamminess in your hands. I'm not sure if it's the humidity from the fog and the mists, or if it's the kind of the pressure of what lies ahead. But the three of your companions begin affixing the ropes to your harnesses and setting up kind of anchors and pulley type situations with the various lashings and anchor points that they've created. As you begin your ascent, I need 5 athletics checks from each of you. We'll go down the line. Is Backpack flying, or is he...
I mean, I suppose he can. Like, why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
right?
if he's gonna fly, he can fly, no problem. I do need, in place of his athletics checks, I need 3 dex saves from Backpack, because as the higher you go, the winds from the storm begin buffeting the sides of the cliff face.
3 dex saves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Slammed into the cliff once.
Yep, sure did.
Get better.
Works. All right. You watch Backpack fly up towards the entryway where he goes to keep guard. You see him kind of stumble and stutter at one point as he kind of flies into the strong and ever increasing winds. Kind of barrels himself into the side of the cliff face. Takes 4 bludgeoning damage as he slams into the wall, but manages to keep himself aloft before making his way to kind of perch upon the rooftop, this shingled rooftop, this exposed area on the side of the cliff. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay. Let's see. All right. It'll be 5 athletics checks.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Pretty good. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Right. Varen manages to slowly but surely make his way up the side of the cliff, kind of releasing and reattaching anchor points as he goes, kind of double looping to help create this kind of pulley system that Esmeralda, Van Richten, and Muriel are able to kind of assist on the climb up. Similar to Backpack, though, as you start kind of climbing deeper into the stronger winds, you at one point lose your grip as the mists start to kind of condense on the metal of your pythons. You drop, but thankfully, due to the pulley system, you don't go far, and you only take you take a full 6 bludgeoning damage from your fall, but eventually manage to make your way up to the glass, where you can anchor yourself securely with your harness. Now you can take the opportunity to break the glass here, or make your entrance, or you can wait for your companions.
I'll just wait.
Okay.
I'll chill.
You look down the kind of very, very long distance beneath you. However, growing up in the mountains, you aren't quite as opposed to greater heights than some people are, but you can watch as Muriel kind of lashes off the end of your rope, keeping you securely in place, as she goes to move to the next person, who is...
I want to do it, because I want to see if I can burn through all of the extra HP everyone's just given out.
Okay.
It's my athletics check. It's awesome.
Okay.
Here you go. Not great.
Maybe.
Not bad.
No.
Leo makes his way up a little less gracefully than Varen did. Stumbles twice along the way, taking 11 bludgeoning damage from his 2 slips, but otherwise manages to make his way up and is anchored off similarly, as he's tied off from below and is just casually and comfortably hanging 900 feet above the canyon floor. Orgar or Zek?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Tell me how it's done, Borgor.
I got a pretty good modifier. It looks like I might have failed once.
A single slip for Borgar for 2 bludgeoning damage. As he manages to still catch himself in his slip. Only kind of ever so gently crack his head on the wall. Alright, Zeki Poo.
There we go. Not bad. There we go.
Gonna make it?
Looks like it.
Happening.
Alrighty. Zek makes it almost to the top before stumbling once, taking 2 bludgeoning damage as well. But you all are currently suspended outside of this window, 900 feet above the floor beneath you. Backpack perched above you on the roof. Varen is aside from Backpack, Varen would be the closest to the windows. They are what would appear to be floor to ceiling stained glass windows. Very kind of thin stone framework between them, probably 2 to 3 inches wide between each of the windows. The windows themselves are probably about 6 feet in width, 10 feet in height.
I start looking for like any like windows or patches on them at all.
So
Or
they're
they're
like
just full.
they're like a leaded stained glass.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. They're quite beautiful in their craftsmanship. There doesn't appear to be any sort of obvious weak spots among them, other than the kind of the lead running through them, holding the different panes and fragments together. They seem pretty secure amongst their framing, the rest of the structure. But they are thin.
Well, Zek, you want to try the some sort?
Yeah. I gotta climb past everyone though. You think if I like throw the rope up to you, you can pull me up?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Zek tries like whipping the rope up to Varen, or like passing up to Bogar and Leo and.
Yeah, is there like a way for me to like grab the rope and?
Yeah, you can probably actually like the way the anchor points are set. You can actually probably draw him towards you, like literally grab his harness and pull him across towards you.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
The Varen Zek combo.
I mean, this is your opportunity to just throw him through battering
Yeah,
ram.
I know.
Traditional battering ram style.
I thought about it. Yeah, it entered my mind.
All right, Varen, just hold on to me. Zek pulls out the soul blade.
And that's when we throw him through the window.
He unsheathes the soul blade. Oh, I love it. Such a good name. And very gently, just to see if it even works, like tries pressing the tip of the blade through the glass and see if he can cut through it, or if it would be more hassle.
Let me look at the blade again.
Crystal, I'm thinking like diamond kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. Make an attack roll for me with the sword.
Oh. Just an attack, or
Just an attack roll. Mm-hmm.
Don't mess this up, Zach.
Attack roll, not a damage roll.
That was a damage roll.
I said an attack roll, not a damage roll.
Oh. Meh.
There we go.
And a perception check to go with it.
Oh, this is where he's going to get thwarted.
Yep.
You push the tip of the blade towards a smaller pane, one of the smaller segments of the glass. As you do so, you can kind of hear the sound of almost glass on glass as the crystal blade touches the window in front of you. Pushing forward, you can hear the small segment of glass that you're pressing against start to kind of crack and splinter. Little hairline kind of fractures appear in the pane itself. Next move is yours.
Zek looks over his shoulder at Baron. I think I should just. I want a democracy vote. What do you think?
I mean, we got to get in one way or the other, right?
Yeah, like there's.
All right,
It's
good enough for me. That's I heard Leo.
You need
Thank
help?
you, Leo.
You're not able to break the
Hey
glass?
Bogar, there's gonna be
Yeah, he's not
probably
strong
noise.
enough.
I don't think he's strong enough.
Oh, I will fuck you all up. Zek hears a challenge and starts putting the sword through.
Alright. As you push harder against the glass, there's a sudden crack, kind of sharp against and echoing against the stone walls around you, as the small segment splinters and shatters. And as it does so, it sends off kind of a domino effect through the pane of glass, as the lattice work of lead and glass gives way. The mosaic kind of just crumbling in front of you. Pieces of glass falling to the ground beneath you, as well as into the chamber ahead of you. However, the window is, as far as you can tell, open. The entire kind of segment within that portion of the framing has given away and shattered, wide enough for any of the group to crawl through.
There we go. Gentlemen, let's go.
I climb up and into the building.
As you climb up and through, kind of avoiding the last few sections of like remaining residual bits of glass, avoiding them and not trying to catch yourself. You find yourself standing inside a large room that appears to be a tomb of some sorts. There's a solemn stillness that permeates the room. The towering stained glass windows make up the entirety of the eastern wall that you just came through, and bathing the area in kind of a dim light. This light illuminates two coffins that rest on these white marble slabs. One of them positioned against the north wall as you move forward, in large kind of ornate script on the side of the pedestal, reads King Barov von Zarevich, while the other against the south wall reads Queen Ravenovia van Royen. The ceiling vaults above you, soaring about 30 feet, even taller than the windows themselves, and is adorned with a breathtaking gold mosaic. And that is where we will end tonight.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Wild stuff, you guys.
We're here,
In
John,
the castle.
with the sun sword,
Soul Sword.
soul blade.
Soul Blade.
Because I'm
Does
a hex
does it have a soul glow?
Because I'm a hex blader, and it's a sun sword, so soul blade. Twin spirits.
Personality disorder.
You know what
Yes.
we should have? You know what we should have done, you guys. We should have tried to capture and train that rock that attacked us in the.
Oh,
the
that would have been
mountains.
cool.
We could have like parachuted off into the castle from the
God.
giant bird. That's what we should have done.
This is something we should have thought about last week or this earlier.
I was like, we should have found a way to fly in here.
That would have been amazing, getting that rock again. I forgot all about that rock fight. Who did it grab? Baron?
It wasn't much of a fight.
Yeah.
It just like came and harassed us and then ran away.
Yeah, we hit it hard enough that it basically was like, fuck this. These people are too hard to eat.
Like an actual predator. Juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Every single time something happens, I wish I had more spells.
I was just looking through your spell list. You've got some interesting selections in there right now.
I threw one in there because I thought it might be useful come the end battle. Somehow don't have a level 4 spell at all though. Not a single level 4 spell. Because all the other lower level choices are much more interesting, I feel. I'm just gonna tell you straight up off the bat. I'm gonna use catapult to fling vials of holy water at Strahd.
I saw the catapult. I figured that's what you were trying to do.
I'm also gonna use catapult to swing vials of oil at people, and then tell Zach to hit them with a green flame blade and catch them on fire. So that's a thing I'm planning on doing.
Wait, so I've read about this. The green flame cannot be used to ignite anything.
That's up to Jeffrey.
That's true.
We've already done it, haven't we?
I don't know, but I want it to work.
If we've already done it, I'm not going to retcon it.
No, I don't think we used.
We haven't used it to ignite anything.
I don't think we've lit anything on fire. Any enemies on fire with oil.
Correct. With the green blade.